Welcome back. Another episode of Casey Campbell's Videocast right here. And right now, we are now joined by Justin Allgaier, the driver of the number 7 Brandt Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Hello, Justin.
Hey, buddy. How are you? As always, good to be on with you, and good talking to you.
Always good talking with you, man. So there's been a lot of news today. So we'll first off, we'll get your thoughts on how it's been a good few weeks for you with the win at Dover and the win at Richmond and the back-to-back wins at Richmond.
Yep.
So far, the last few weeks have been really good for your team. What has kind of transpired?
You know, it's interesting because we've literally not changed anything in our program. We've gone to the racetrack week in and week out, and we've had fast race cars all year. You know, for me, I've led the most laps in 2020 than I've ever led in any years previous to this. Even the year, I guess it was 2018 that we won 5 races, I wasn't even close. I'm like 300 or 400 laps led more than I was the year we won 5 races. So, you know, it's disappointing to not have the win column show better than it does up until the last month and a half, right? This last month and a half have just been crazy. You know, I tell people all the time the definition of luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And that's so true. You know, we've been prepared and not had the opportunities, and vice versa. You know, we've taken ourselves out of a few of these races. We had the opportunity, we weren't prepared. So I'm just proud of our guys. You know, I think it's hard when you get in that rhythm of things not working out the way that you want them to work out. You can tend to get really down and out and you know, not doing things the way that you should. And you know, I think a lot of times your personal mental state is what kind of drives you and you know, gives you that success in some aspects. So, and I think we've worked really hard on that and have done a good job of that. And then to get the wins, you know, there's nothing better than winning in our sport, right? I mean, it just gives you that good feeling. It gives you momentum, and it really just makes life a lot easier, not only for myself, but for my family, for all the guys on the team, and all the guys at the shop. You know, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. So we're heading to Talladega this weekend. Last time we were there, it didn't work out so well for you, but yeah, it's Talladega, and you know that stuff can and will happen. What are you feeling about going there this time around?
I be honest with you, I wish I was in Chase Briscoe's shoes and have the opportunity to go to Talladega and not worry about where you finish, you know, knowing that you're locked into the next round. But, you know, the wins that we got were great for stage points. You know, we were able to put ourselves in a really good position and gain a lot of stage points, you know, or excuse me, bonus points with those wins and, you know, give ourselves a little bit of a buffer. We didn't do a great job at Vegas of getting stage points. We struggled with our handling all day and finally got at the end of the race where we needed to be at and earn some of those points back. But, you know, I think that you got 2 weeks in a row where there's a lot of craziness that can and will happen. You know, I think probably easier to say that there's more craziness that will happen this weekend coming up at Talladega than at the Roval, but I still think that the Roval is a lot of unknowns. So, you know, anything we can do this weekend to gain points, to gain stability, you know, I think that's probably the biggest thing is just when we go to the Roval, having some comfort level, you know, not going into the Roval and saying, okay, we're in a must-win situation. We got to go there and win. You know, that's not the ideal situation for anybody. So I think that, you know, the better we can do this weekend, the better we're going to be, you know, the following week.
Yeah, it's definitely for sure. I want to get your, you know, there's been some big news today regarding the NASCAR schedule. The Xfinity schedule, I don't think is being planned on getting released today. But I want to get your thoughts on the bit. Well, there's a lot of things that to dissect this.
Yes.
But one of the biggest things, and I think the thing that's causing a lot of controversy, is dirt at Bristol. Your thoughts?
You know, as a dirt guy, I'm extremely excited. You know, I grew up racing on dirt. I love the aspect of dirt racing. Does it make me nervous? Absolutely. Because, you know, I think a lot of people have asked about this. You know, a lot of people have wanted to see this. And you know, I think that the challenging part is, and a lot of our fans need to understand that, you know, when you go to a dirt track and you watch a Duralay Mall or a sprint car, or, you know, I go and I run a UMP modified throughout the course of the season, or go to the Chili Bowl and race a midget, you know, whatever class of car that you're driving, all those cars are made to go under it, right? They're typically pretty light. You know, I would say that, you're around 1,000 pounds for a lot of the open wheel stuff. And then you're around 2,000 pounds for a lot of the stock car stuff on dirt. We're 3,500 pounds. So you're almost doubling the heaviest cars that race on dirt on a regular basis in weight. And furthermore, tires are different. A dirt late model's got 14-inch wide tires on it, whereas NASCAR has 10-inch wide tires on it. You've got all these little details that really account for grip and drivability, and the suspension is set up more to be a traditionally asphalt style racing. So there's a lot of things that have to be taken into consideration when you transition and put a car on dirt. Now that being said, we've obviously done it with the truck series. Eldora has done a fantastic job of, number one, preparing the racetrack. That's going to be the other key to this: how the racetrack is prepared, who prepares the racetrack, what dirt they put down on the racetrack. Does it hold together really well like the dirt we've seen at Eldora, or does it start to kind of clump apart a little bit? There's so many unknowns that I think, I'll put my name in the hat a little bit on the nervous side of things, just because I want to see the event flourish. I want to see it successful. I want to see things be perfect. That's just how I've always been and how I'd like for it to be. But there's a lot of thought that's going to have to go into this. And I know that, they're not taking that decision lightly either. This is something that wasn't made from a knee-jerk reaction, right? This has been years and years of thoughts and questions and comments and, talking to our fans, so there's a lot that's gone into this already, but I think we need to keep the dialogue open and make sure that we're making the right decisions when it comes time to race there. And I'm hopeful. I assume that we'll race there on the dirt in the Xfinity Series. There's a lot of TBDs on the Xfinity Series right now on the schedule, and until we have that schedule, I don't know that we'll know what that looks like. But if we don't, I might have to find myself a cup ride for Bristol just to experience it one time.
Speaking of the Xfinity Series, for next year, there's a lot of still moving pieces around there. The talks of that, will you be back with Junior Motorsports next year?
Yeah, that's the plan as of right now. Obviously COVID and what it's done to our schedule and to our season, what it's done to a lot of companies, outside of the racing industry, has really affected a lot, not only from a driver standpoint, but from just, contract renewals of employees and from, sponsors and things like that. So we're working through all that right now. Hopefully in the next, few weeks we can get everything buttoned up and everything's going to work out and be done. But, at this point right now, that's the goal. The goal is still to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. We're working really hard on that on all fronts. And I feel like, just based on the conversations that we've all had, there isn't anybody that would like to see it different, from a sponsorship side of things to the driver standpoint to the team standpoint. So I have all the faith that we'll get things accomplished and we'll be in good shape.
The Xfinity Series will likely it's going to have Junior Motorsports, I should say, will be having kind of a new driver next year. Of course, Sam Mayer joins the team.
Yep.
Not too often an 18-year-old gets to come in and run the Xfinity Series. I think since William Byron, since it's been. But how excited are you to have someone like Sam Mayer to come in to Junior Motorsports?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Sam has been in Junior Motorsports before with the late model program. I got to know him and his family a little bit when he was there, and obviously it's nice to have a starting relationship with someone before they come to the race team, right? I mean, I think anything that you can understand or know about another competitor when they come to your organization is a good thing. It helps with being able to, number one, help him understand the cars and get him up to speed as quickly as possible. But number two, help the whole program, right? I mean, I think as a whole, the advantage to multiple cars is just the fact that you hit so many different areas at one time. And so the quicker he's up to speed, the more it helps, all of our cars at Junior Motorsports. And obviously having 4 cars is really difficult to manage all the personalities of the drivers and the personalities of the crew chiefs and how they interact. I mean, so there's just a lot that goes into it. But, the thing that I love about Sam that I think is going to be great, aside from the fact that he's a fantastic race car driver, that's a given with his record of what he's been able to accomplish. But he's a very respectful, very willing to learn young individual. And I feel like it takes a lot of years to get to that point when you're young and you have the success and the talent that he's got, sometimes it's easy to say, okay, I'm accomplishing this. I don't need help. I can do this. And Sam's not been that way. Sam has very openly said, hey, I'm willing to listen and take advice and take you know feedback, because the only thing it's going to do is make me better. And I applaud him for that. And I think that as he grows in this sport, as he flourishes, if he stays with the trajectory of where he's at, I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be somebody that we're going to talk about for a number of years, and not just in the Xfinity Series, but on the Cup side, and winning races and winning championships. So glad to have him on board. And obviously he doesn't come on until the end of the season. There's the beginning part of the season. I'm not sure who's going to be in that car, but hopefully we can. Whoever's in that car at the beginning part of the season, we can have a lot of fun with, and then obviously transition over and get Sam ready for 2021 or 2022, excuse me.
Yeah. He'll be in there June 26, 2021, which is his birthday, and then he'll be full-time with 2022. I also want to ask you about two questions I want to ask you. Chicagoland not coming back. I know racing in Illinois means a lot to you. You're from that area. Your thoughts on that, and are you concerned that we could lose racing in Illinois?
Yeah, I'm very concerned. Obviously, Gateway still has a Truck Series race, and I'd love to get the Xfinity Series cars there. I think it'd be a great facility for them to run. That actually would technically be closer to my house than what Chicagoland Speedway was. But I'm super disappointed, not only for the fact that we lost a close racetrack to home for me and my home track and Brant Professional Agriculture's home track, but we also lost a good facility. The track itself was great racing, in my opinion. We were able to run a lot of different lanes. It had a lot of character to it. It was built kind of uniquely. If you look at the back straightaway was rounded. They put a lot of forethought into it. They built the back straightaway actually higher than the front straightaway. So even if you sat in the front row of the grandstands, you were able to see the action all the way around. There was a lot of thought and effort put into Chicagoland Speedway. And for that to be gone is disappointing. But I think furthermore, too, the employees of Chicagoland Speedway, I've gotten to know them over the course of the number of years, and they just had a great organization. The people from the top to the bottom, the effort that they put in, it was nice to have that. It was very refreshing. There's a few racetracks that really do a fantastic job of interaction with not only the fans, but with drivers and with crews alike. And Chicagoland did a great job at that. And so I'm disappointed to see that part of it go. But they say when every door closes, another one opens. And I'm not sure what that looks like, but I'm excited to see what that frees up on the schedule and where that allows us to go in the future.
Yeah. And of course, as we get through these playoffs this weekend at Talladega, anything can and usually will happen. The unpredictable of unpredictability, that is Talladega. What do you have to do to win Talladega?
Not crash. I think that's the most important piece. I don't know. I really don't know. Each one of these races, when we take the green flag, is different. We've seen races be extremely boring and get strung out single file on the top, and we've seen races there go 3 wide for as many laps as we can run until somebody crashes, right? I mean, you don't really know from a driver's standpoint, from a team standpoint, what to prepare for. And I think that's what makes super speedway racing so difficult. You literally have no idea what to prepare for until you're in the moment. So, I think for me, I got a great pit crew. Having good stops all day is going to be extremely important. I got a fantastic spotter. Eddie DeHaan is by far one of the best spotters in the paddock, if not the best. And I trust him a lot, and I lean on him a lot for the information that I need, especially on speedways. There's so many things he can rattle off throughout the course of a lap. Even I don't know how they keep a voice when the race is over, because they're just talking nonstop. But having that is going to be important. And then, having teammates. Our team does a fantastic job of working together, and we're going to need to use our teammates if we're wanting to win on Saturday. And I think we got 3 other cars that can go there and help us, and we can help them, and we can hopefully come home 1 through 4.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier, thank you so much. Let's do this again before the championship race. Why don't we?
Hey, let's do it. As always, again, I appreciate you having me on, and you guys in the media don't get the credit you deserve for covering our sport, number one, first and foremost. But just the interaction with our fans and just how much fun we all have. I mean, you know, you're only as good as what people get for information, right? And the inside details and all of those little things. So thank you guys for what you guys do in the media, and we look forward to it.